If you're a security awareness professional, October's probably your busiest month. Of course, it's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And just like last year, we've teamed up with HuFiCon for Cybersecurity Awareness Month and put together a series of short videos covering social engineering in messaging apps, the psychology behind social engineering, how AI is powering spear phishing, and how you can spot deepfakes. These videos form part of HuFiCon's toolkit, and each video is between 1 to 2 minutes long, making them perfect to share with friends, family, or your colleagues at work. You can check out more Awareness Month content at hoxhunt.com/CAM-toolkit or follow HuFiCon on LinkedIn to keep up with the latest cyber trends. And if you'd like bespoke video content for your organisation, drop us a line at hello@riskycreative.com. We'd love to chat. And now, on with the show. You're tuned in to the Awareness Angle, your weekly cyber news with a human twist. This is the show where we cut through the cyber noise and get straight to what matters, the scams, slip-ups, and the stories you actually need to know. All views are our own, not our employers, so blame us, not them. I'm Ant Davis, and here with me, as always, is Luke Pettigrew. Hello, Luke.
Hey, Ant. Hey, everyone. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Feels like a while since the last episode, but I think it's just because we're a couple of days later than scheduled. But
yeah, we're recording this closer to release than normal, so which is cool. Just busy weeks and everything, birthdays and anniversaries and stuff. So it's been a busy week. Quick reminder to everyone: subscribe to the newsletter at riskycreative.com or on LinkedIn. You can look for the Awareness Angle, and you can find it on my LinkedIn profile or there. And YouTube at riskycreative.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch every episode and some highlights and some awesome content that we've done with HuFiCon that you would have heard right at the beginning of the show. So, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel because we really want to get to that 1,000 mark. It'd be lovely one day when we're on like 100,000 and you listen back to an old episode and you're like, how did we get there?
No, yeah, it'd be crazy if we do.
TikTok as well, InfoSec Ant on TikTok. You can find me where I haven't done for a little while actually, but this week I'll start again posting some clips, and Instagram at Risky Creative. Over 10,000 people follow us on Instagram now, which is awesome. Yes. A couple of million views across all our content. So really huge. Thank you to everyone on Instagram, but please, at Risky Creative, you can find us on Instagram. This is episode 52, which
that's amazing.
If we hadn't done interviews, would mean we'd been doing it for a year, but we've done some interviews that we've slotted in between. So, and if you miss the interview episodes, because there haven't been some since before the summer, they'll be back real soon. Couple in the bag. We've got one all about DORA compliance with Anik from CyberSafe. And just yesterday, recorded an awesome conversation with Dan Thornton from GoldPhish, who are a phishing provider. And Dan, I hadn't spoken to Dan before, but awesome conversation. So they'll be out in the next few weeks. And I've got some awesome conversations lined up with some security awareness people, that kind of thing. So it's going to be, a good, it's season 2. We didn't really call it season 1.
Yeah, I guess we can call it that. Sounds like it's going to be
season
bigger and better, maybe.
Hopefully, maybe. We'll see. Also, just lastly, before we get into the news, don't forget on LinkedIn this week, I started sharing clips of the conversations I had with security awareness professionals and vendors at the SANS Summit. So if you're interested in that, we should probably, they're on the YouTube. So there is a playlist on our YouTube channel. We should probably put something on the website as well. Maybe we'll get that done.
Yeah.
Because there's some really interesting conversations around how you change secure behaviors and the tools and the approaches. And it's amazing. There's obviously similarities between everyone.
Yeah.
But also everyone has their own unique take on it, which is really
it's really good to get some ideas and inspiration.
Yeah, there's probably another 2 weeks worth of videos coming as well. There'll be some more. I'm releasing them daily. So Monday to Friday next week, there'll be more. And then I think the week after, there'll probably be another 5 as well. So I can't remember how many I've got, but I've definitely got more than just next week, which is good.
No, that's cool.
Right. Should we get on with the news?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. you can do the first one.
Yeah, so the first one we got this week. It is one from August, but I think it's worthy to talk about for a few reasons. But so yeah, this news story from the Register: criminal background checker APCS faces data breach. Again, thanks to a third-party software supplier. This time is Intradev. And it's an attack that happened on the 4th of August. Investigations were still ongoing at the end of August. I haven't actually checked to see what's changed, but essentially, the background check, a platform, background check platform in the UK. It's like DBS checks. Checks people that are working with children, vulnerable people, financial services, and more. Got breached, and obviously this has potentially exposed passports, driver's license, national insurance details. They've told APCS has told customers that financial information hasn't appeared to be compromised. But yeah, who knows really? It says here that they work with over 19,000 organizations, so they don't really know how many people are affected, but it could be quite a large amount. And yeah, the reason I saw this one really was because I saw a TikTok video that I can share as well. But I don't know if there's anything you want to add to this at all before I share that.
I saw this news story at the time and rightly or wrongly discounted it because I think the BBC reported that this cyber attack on DBS submissions, and I've had a DBS check. I've actually currently got, I think, 2 or 3 active ones because I'm a governor at a school and I used to help out my kids' scouting group, and you need to be DBS checked to do all of those. But I'm pretty sure the BBC have got an article here that says that this breach affects some people in Guernsey.
Right.
And I think it was because of the locality that they specified on this that I dismissed this as a story for our podcast. But actually, I think it's bigger. From the numbers that you're mentioning, I think it's probably bigger than that. Or in this,
it's interesting. Not quite sure. But yeah,
the article the Register have got don't even mention Guernsey.
No, it seems just quite generic.
So I don't know whether the BBC got it wrong or it's an article that they got and then the story's expanded and they haven't bothered updating it. I don't know. So it's an interesting that's the reason we didn't report on it at the time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you've got what does the TikTok video say?
I'll share this TikTok, but it's not exactly to do with it. It was from a comment I saw. Someone mentioned about, I wonder if it was because of this data breach. I'll bring the video up. I guess we should probably put a warning in here. It's about someone that's been reported to have died, but it was a false alarm. So I guess if you're not comfortable with that, you can skip past. We'll put a marker somewhere, maybe.
You're not meant to use the D word, are you? Aren't you meant to say like ended, or I can't remember what the kids say these days.
Yeah, probably unalived.
Unalived. That's
we can tidy up.
It's fine. We'll sure.
Tidy it up. Yeah, I'll quickly play this. It's a minute long.
Late last night, about 9:30 p.m, the police turned up at my in-laws to tell them that my partner had died, apparently identified by his passport. But he was here, alive, in the bath. He went down to his parents to take the passport to prove he was okay. I wasn't so keen, and I decided to phone the police. But what if this is a setup? What if someone's waiting? He's there alive, and he has a passport on him. The police did confirm that the officers were genuine. And then we also found out that actually the Spanish police found a dead body, and on that person was my partner's identification, his name and his passport number. Yeah, we're just trying to find out whether someone stole or duplicated his passport, or even worse, used his identity. He was told to call the British consulate, which he's done. The consulate is speaking to the Spanish Guardia this afternoon. He promised to call back. I've never had a night like this in my life. Part 2 when we know more. Follow to find out. Comment to see what you think.
So yeah.
That's what an incredible story. Yeah. You're having a bath and then the police turn up at your parents to say that you're body is washed up in Spain. Like
it's crazy. Yeah.
That's mad. So I wonder what the correlation. I mean, that story in itself is mad, but I wonder what the correlation is between the DBS breach and that. It's interesting that someone would link the two.
I can't see the comments, but I can see the comments. Basically, we were speculating. Someone mentioned, maybe it was because of that check potentially, or it could be any other data breach really that has passports involved, I guess.
Do you know what's quite interesting? You do, as part of a DBS check, and I can't remember the process myself. I could probably find out quite easy because I know people that do them. But I recently did a talk for a company called Givaudan in France. And the talk I did was about, it was really good actually. And well, everyone seemed to enjoy it. I got 4.7 out of 5 rating. So it must have been quite good. But the talk was on what's inside your email account and how that's useful.
Mm-hmm.
And when putting that talk together, I looked at the contents of my email account. And one of the things I found was a picture of me holding my driver's license from like an application for finance or something like that. So all of this information is out there, and it does make me wonder. I've only recently applied for a passport. I can't remember how I did it, but it does make me wonder. I mean, it could have been a duplicate. It could have been someone's seen a picture of it. It's mad though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely mad.
I guess we'll look out for part 2 in the next episode, maybe, if there's more.
Yeah,
more to
it, I'll be interested to find out more of that. If you want to find out what happens next, tune in next week on the awareness angle.
Yeah. There's a couple of comments as well, people saying, maybe it was the UK's Online Safety Act, and who knows, really. We might find out.
This is part of the problem, right? That's amazing. This is part of the problem because all of a sudden, you need to submit your identity, passport, driver's license to access websites, and you've got no idea where that data is going because it's ungoverned. Now the websites are governed to the fact you must provide your identity, but the platforms that you provide your identity to are ungoverned. Nice one. I'm not knocking Labour. The Tories created this in the UK. Labour just put it into place. But like, nice one, UK government, all of you, for like doing half a job. It kind of feels like half a job.
Yeah.
So I would love, if it turns out that there's like massive breaches off the back of that, I would love the government to be liable.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen there.
Let's see the ICO find the UK government for a data breach. They didn't do it to the Ministry of Defence over the Afghan one. So let's see if they do it to the government. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, cool.
Good catch.
Yeah, move on to the next one.
Right, next one. Feels many of these words it feels like we say every week, but ShinyHunters claims it used to be. I've forgotten who was before Scattered Spider. Now it's ShinyHunters. ShinyHunters. They claim 1.5 billion with a B Salesforce records have been stolen in the drift hacks. That's huge. So the group claims to have stolen over 1.5 billion Salesforce records from over 760 companies using compromised SalesLoft drift OAuth tokens. I wouldn't want to be SalesLoft right now. The threat actors have been targeting Salesforce customers in data theft attacks using social engineering and malicious OAuth application. So they've been breaching Salesforce instances and just downloading data. They're claimed by threat actors stating they're part of ShinyHunters, Scattered Spider, and Lapsus. It's like the Avengers of cyber criminals. They now call themselves Scattered Lapsus Hunters. I think they should get a marketing team to come up with a better name than that.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah. Anyway, the interesting thing about this, when you look on ShinyHunters, they told Bleeping Computer, that I've got the report on from this, that they used the Truffle Hog security tool to scan the source code for secrets. So they're using a genuine defense tool. You know, last week we spoke about Huntress, how they were downloading like legitimate tools. So here's another one, Truffle Hog. It's on GitHub. Are you interested in continuously monitoring Git, Jira, Slack, Confluence, Teams, SharePoint, and more for credentials? We can help. So they have an enterprise product. They have another product, and it's a secrets discovery, classification, validation, and analysis tool. This is used by corporations I've worked for before. Pretty sure it is. But it's also used by the bad guys. Or gals. Yeah. So this is like the fallout from this. I think this one's going to rumble on, I think. Bleeping Computer. Bleeping Computer contacted Salesforce with questions about the amount of records compromised and the total number of companies impacted. But they didn't receive a response to the email, as you could probably imagine. That's probably going through all kinds of legal and PR. However, a source confirmed that the numbers are accurate. So that's, I mean, you don't want to be SalesLoft right now, do you? That's
no.
I wonder if there's something in their T's and C's that expunges responsibility or something. But yeah, SalesLoft. They're when you Google them, SalesLoft, the leading AI revenue orchestration platform. It unifies AI chat agents, sales engagement, revenue intelligence, conversational intelligence, deal management, and forecasting, all with AI. Yes, and they've got over 5,000 customers, including Stripe, the payments people, IBM, Lexmark, SAP Concur. So lots of big names. SalesLoft count as customers. Instacart. So an Instacart will have lots of customers. And guys, the spread on this will be significant.
Yeah, no. I think we spoke about this a couple episodes ago, maybe. But initially, it seemed like it was quite a small amount of companies, although they were big names. I think we touched on 5 or 6, but now 776. Sorry,
when
760.
When we spoke about it previously, I think we were focusing on the cyber companies that were affected, because there was a number of big name cyber businesses that were affected by this. But the scale of this goes way beyond, really, doesn't it? It's huge.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Crazy one.
So no doubt we'll be talking about that some more as we find out some more information. There's a list here of the companies: Google, Cloudflare, Zscaler, Tenable, CyberArk, Elastic, Beyond Trust, Proofpoint, JFrog, Nutanix, Qualys, Rubrik, Cato Networks, Palo Alto, and many more are all companies that are impacted.
Yeah.
And there's now 700 and there's another 740 to go with that list. So huge.
Yeah.
Right. Move on to the next one. So
yeah. So this one, again, I think we spoke about one not too long ago. Another NPM packages supply chain attack. This one's been dubbed Shai-Hulud. 187 packages. And it says here, some under CrowdStrike's namespace. Began with a popular @control/tiny color package, which has 2 million plus weekly downloads. It uses a self-propagating worm to hijack these and then spread throughout other projects. And it says here, the malware weaponizes TruffleHawk to steal secrets, API keys, tokens, and cloud creds. They then exfiltrate that data through a webhook that the attackers are controlling.
It's worth noting that we're not laying any blame at TruffleHawk's door, right? That's a tool that's probably been built with full, genuine interest, intending to do good, there to help secure businesses. But so it's not TruffleHawk's fault, I'm sure.
No. So basically it says here that the malware infects a package, looks for other packages, modifies them with a malicious script, republishes them, and then obviously the developers are using these packages in their projects and unknowingly pulling in malware alongside that, which then can steal their secrets and various other things and infect their machines, and then obviously that can spread even further. So it's quite a big one. And 187 packages have been hit by it. So yeah, one you might want to. I mean, you probably have already been looking into it if you're a company that uses these sort of things.
If you have a technical team, it's worth making sure they're aware of this. I mean, they probably are. There's been a lot of talk about this, but there's an interesting comment on this article that says, what's it going to take to shake up GitHub to get them respond to responsible disclosures more promptly?
Right.
Yeah. And it's response, isn't it? That's like, I think everybody agrees. And I was talking about this just the other day with Dan from GoldPhish, actually, just yesterday. Bad things will happen, right? We have a saying, we have a sticker, we have a t-shirt that says click happens, but it's what you do after it happens. You know, like nothing you build will be perfect, but it's how you deal with that when you find out it's not perfect. And that's what someone's saying that GitHub needs to improve.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's one of many supply chain attacks with NPM packages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad.
Cool.
Moving on tonight, we spoke about this a few weeks ago. It's been in the news quite a lot in the UK, and we didn't mention it last week because there wasn't really anything to report, and just repeating the pain. Jaguar Land Rover, second cyber attack in a year. Very much reports say they're in a worse state than M&S, Marks and Spencer's were. If you don't know, they were hit by a cyber attack on September the 1st, the day that new cars get registered in the UK. So if you're not from the UK, 1st of March, 1st of September, every year, the number plates change. We have our number plates change twice a year. So they're the two biggest days of the year, I think, that cars are sold or deals are completed, because people want the new number. People want to be seen driving the latest, newest car. So September, they couldn't, 1st of September, they got hacked. Cyber criminals disrupted their systems. They couldn't register any new cars on their systems. They had to phone them all in, which obviously took time. Those issues, I think they played it down, first of all, told people to stay home for a week. Well, we're now on the 20th of September, and I believe their IT network is still shut down. They're now saying that the disruption, industry sources have said that in the meantime, the disruption could last into November. So yeah, I'm reading this. It's actually Industrial Cyber, which is a site I haven't seen before, which is quite interesting. So yeah, we've informed colleagues, suppliers and partners we've extended the current pause in our production until Wednesday, the 24th of September, whilst a forensic investigation of the cyber incident continues, as we consider the different stages of the controlled restart of global operations, which will take time. Sophos researchers have said that a group claiming ties to Scattered Spider, Lapsus and ShinyHunters, they need to come up with a name, has taken credit for the attack. So this has got Scattered Spider written all over it, because it's exactly the same playbook that Marks and Spencer, all the way back to like MGM last year and everything. It's their playbook. So this highlights, I mean, the UK, the House of Commons in the UK have been talking about this. It's raised alarms around UK's resilience to cyber. And I think, it really highlights the impact that a cyber attack can have. These big industrial companies, mass production. We're now seeing... No, go on.
So I was just saying, you don't realise, I guess, I think it says here on the story as well, about how suppliers get affected and the knock-on effect. It's huge.
This is I think Land Rover have hundreds of smaller companies that supply them with parts and, consumables, which they use to build their vehicles. And those companies aren't as big or as rich. Like Jaguar Land Rover, they made a lot of profit last year. They've got enough in the bank to ride this storm, right? Probably. And they've got enough money in the bank to ride this out. The suppliers, where there might be 20 people or 100 people or 50 people, they haven't got the same resilience commercially that Jaguar Land Rover have got. So the workers' union here in the UK, workers throughout the supply chain are being told to apply for universal credit, which is, income support. Unite, which is the union, said staff were being laid off with reduced or zero pay following the hack. And I remember reading just a couple of days ago that they were someone was suggesting they put a furlough scheme in place, similar to what happened during COVID when all the businesses ceased trading. So yeah, it's mad. I mean, M&S still had stores, physical stores. The doors on those did not close. The website went offline, but they still had stores. So they were still able to sell some stuff. Suppliers were still able to bring stuff in, and Marks and Spencer's could get it out. Right now, the production line is closed at Jaguar Land Rover. The machines aren't making noises. They're all turned off. Everything's off. So there's literally nothing to do.
That's really bad.
Yes, really bad. And yeah, if you work for a smaller company, some of these companies, Jaguar Land Rover could be their only customer. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's not a nice place to be in, really.
Yeah. I shared a TikTok on this one as well. We can maybe put that up. But I thought it was interesting because it was the ICO in the UK sharing a TikTok.
I've just clicked on this because I just saw this on the docs, and I was just wondering, is it actually the ICO?
I believe it was, yeah.
I believe it is. That's incredible. Let me share this. It's I clicked on the link and then came up and I just paused it immediately and I was like, is that really the ICO? So the ICO in the UK is the Information Commissioner's Office. If there's a data breach, they're the ones that normally police it and issue the fine for the data breach, for example. So let's, I haven't seen this. So let's.
You need to hear about the cyber attack at Jaguar Land Rover. So if you haven't seen it on the news, Jaguar Land Rover were affected by a cyber attack that has disrupted the production of their vehicles. So the company released a statement saying that they took immediate action to minimize the impact by shutting down the systems, and they do believe that customer data has been affected. So Jaguar Land Rover have reported the incident to us, and we're making inquiries. What's also been reported is that a hacker group has come forward to claim responsibility for this attack and the ones early in the year at M&S, Co-op, and Harrods. If you're worried that you've been affected by a data breach, then use the link in our bio to visit our website where we have advice. And also follow us because we'll be posting more videos about cybersecurity soon.
I have so much to say on this. It's amazing that, related to the Jaguar Land, I don't have anything to say related to Jaguar Land Rover on this, but the fact that the information commit, I'm kind of mind blown. The ICO have a TikTok account. Number one, that's awesome because that's where everybody under the age of 28 spends a lot of their time. So that's awesome. The fact that it's like, Dave, go and grab the mic and record this in your car. It's like, I would have expected it to be like a nice set, or like when we worked together, we wouldn't have done that for anything we did internally. I love the fact it's so casual. He's like got hold of his mic. For those of you that are listening and aren't watching, it's literally a guy sat in a car holding a Rode wireless mic up to his face, talking. There's no set, there's no branding, there's no t-shirt. This podcast is more branded than that video was. It's that
probably trying to disguise themselves a bit, fit in with the typical TikTok video, maybe.
Affected by cyber.
This is it. It's like, let's do it in the style that media is on that platform, and what a great way as an awareness professional, someone that's communicating about security. That's awesome. Like, we could all learn a bit from that. I think that's it does blend in. Like, it doesn't, on your feed, you might skip straight past it. There's no overlays, no brand, no text, no words, no nothing. It's
I think if I remember right, someone in the comments said, "Get this guy a room to film in" or something. I can't remember where it might have been on there.
Yeah, I think this is. It's quite interesting. This hadn't dawned on me, right? Who owns Jaguar Land Rover? I've just seen a comment there. Jaguar Land Rover is owned by Tata.
Yeah.
Tata provide network and security consultancy services all over the world, including M&S. Because they were the ones that I think M&S pointed the finger at for the compromise, and then Tata were like, it wasn't us. So,
yeah,
it's if someone says, why are you sitting in a car? Yeah. Oh, and there's someone else. So we get compensation. These organizations are shirking their data security obligations. I disagree with that completely. But there we go. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's possible that they have messed up, but well done to the Information Commissioner's social media team. The bio on their page says, your data's bestie. That's incredible. I love it. That's so good. Right. That's wonderful. Do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah. So this one we've got Apple has backported 0-day patches to older iPhones and iPads. So it says here that to the release security updates to backport patches released last month, addressing a 0-day bug that was exploited in extremely sophisticated attacks. It's a security flaw that Apple had patched in devices running 18.6.2 in August 20th. Basically, there's a vulnerability that says here that Apple researchers found that it was caused by out-of-bounds write weaknesses in the image I/O framework. Sounds very technical. Enables apps to read and write image file formats. But yeah, the interesting thing here is that they've backported it as it was a vulnerability in older iPhones from the iPhone 6S onwards, which seems like quite a while back. It's a very old device. Surprised that they're doing it, really, because there's probably some users out there still running an iPhone 6S.
It's really rare that Apple backport patches. Most, like, normal security updates they have, devices are unsupported, right? I haven't got an older iPad here without charge. I've got a couple of older iPads here, but I haven't got one with charge at the moment. But it's amazing that they've essentially issued patches for 11-year-old devices.
Yeah.
And these older versions, I'm reading a comment here on a Reddit thread, these older versions of iOS or iPadOS, it wasn't even iPadOS, okay? Then they've already missed out on dozens of other fixes. And then this comes along. So this, I remember it might not have been the last time, but I remember a time Apple did this previously. And it was purely because the thing was so bad, so easily exploitable, and probably out there in the wild that they were like, we must go back and patch this.
Yeah.
It's probably like Dave's retired. Go and get Dave. We need him for 3 days to come because no one else remembers how that code works. 11. I mean, you're talking proper legacy there, especially in a fast moving tech company like that.
That was crazy. It says that Apple were aware of a report that the issue may have been exploited in an extremely sophisticated attack against specific targeted individuals, which makes you wonder who's so important that's running an old iPhone or iPad.
Maybe there's someone so important that is a friend of Tim Cook. Maybe Donald Trump loves his iPad. He loves his iPhone 6 or something. Maybe there's someone of significant influence that is very much attached to their old iPad. Or there's a system, maybe the White House security system. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
One interesting comment on the Reddit, actually, on a Reddit thread, someone says, I thought it wasn't possible to patch 0-day exploits since they're on a hardware level. And this has been downvoted to hell. It's on like -34, which isn't really fair because someone's like, it's a genuine question.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't possible to patch 0-day exploits since they're on a hardware level. Adventurous Mode 805 comes back and says the term 0-day exploit doesn't describe the specific attack vector. It can apply to software, hardware, etc. In this case, 0-day means the vulnerability was being actively exploited before Apple was aware of it and released a fix. And there's a reminder, we talk about this stuff. You might go and talk to people about, make sure you install the updates on your old iPad. My mum's got an old iPad. My kids have got old iPads that are probably unsupported. So if you're talking to people about 0 days, don't forget to explain what 0 days, because they might not know. We assume that we know all this, but they might not. Conducive Mammal didn't know what 0-day was. So someone needed to explain it to them. So
if you've got an iPhone 6s, 7, SE, 8, 8 Plus, or 10, or an old iPads.
Wake me up when you finish going through that list, because it's very extensive.
Yeah, if you have an older device, check for updates, I guess.
Even the iPod Touch has an update.
Well,
7th gen, but the iPod Touch, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's old.
This highlights the risks to old IT though, because these are only getting patched because this one's so bad, but the dozens and dozens of patches that have been released since aren't available on those devices.
Yeah, there's
still
loads of other vulnerabilities probably.
Yeah.
Just not as big.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right, moving on tonight. So this was a really interesting one, and one that's kind of resonates. So this is something from Hackread, and the headline is Fake Empire Podcast Invites Target Crypto Industry with Makos Amos Stealer. So hackers are posing as Empire Podcast hosts, tricking crypto influencers and developers with fake interview invites to deliver malware.
Wow.
Which I think is amazing. It's amazing. And this is only weeks after reported in August this year, fraudsters posed as CoinMarketCap journalists to target crypto executives. I think that's one we might have spoken about on the show. I can't remember. So on this one, the attackers impersonate the hosts and producers of the popular Empire podcast. So imagine like someone pretending to be me or Luke. They will approach victims via social media DMs under the pretext of interviewing them about recent projects. So like me or Luke might reach out and go, we'd love to interview on our podcast. Once engaged, they suggested interviewing StreamYard or Huddle, which are two programs. We use Riverside, but StreamYard and Huddle are two other programs used for remote recording of podcasts, a bit like Zoom, but it does different things differently for podcasting. And then what the attackers do is they share the link to the website, but it's actually a link to a malicious website. So when visiting the website, an error message is displayed saying something went wrong. It might be that the browser's incompatible or it can't connect, and that you should download the desktop client instead. And that's where the DMG, which is a macOS application, is then downloaded, pretending to be Huddle or StreamYard, but it's actually an info stealer malware that steals everything. So,
including their crypto wallets.
yes, including your crypto wallet. So look, if someone reaches out to you pretending to be Luke or me, feel free to verify. Always verify. The thing is, like, you might get really, oh my God, you want to talk to me? You on the Empire podcast? You want to talk to me? That's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Where do I do it?
Yeah.
So, and the Empire podcast is pretty big, right? You know, it's a weekly podcast. It's a popular podcast. So lots of people would be quite flattered to appear on it. Yeah. Unique. Whoever thought of someone imitating a podcast host?
Yeah.
It's kind of like we need a new rule of the internet. If it can be scammed, it will be scammed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah. So it's just a quick update on this one. I think teenagers charged over the Transport for London cyber attack. Obviously that happened a little while ago now, I think. 31st of August last year was when that happened.
So this cyber attack, just to remind people, I think this was the one where Transport for London called every single employee in person into the office to reset their credentials. Like the impact, the disruption that this cyber attack caused was huge. I remember seeing pictures of queues of employees, train drivers, all different from across the business. Everyone had to go into the office to reset their credentials manually, which massively disruptive.
It says here that it cost £39 million in damages and disruption, and disrupted them for 3 months.
Yeah.
Basically says that two teenagers have been charged in connection with the cyber attack. Fala Jubair, 19, Owen Flowers, 18, both from the UK, were arrested at their home addresses by the NCA and City of London police. And then they appeared in court and have been charged with conspiring together to commit unauthorised acts against TfL under the Computer Misuse Act. They have another court date in due course. I guess we'll find out what actually happens, what they get sentenced with that. But the link to Scattered Spider, as with many recent cyber attacks.
I know there was a thought that 3 or 4 people got arrested in relation to the M&S one. And I know there was a thought that things went quiet for Scattered Spider after that. And there was a thought that, that was them, that was done. But this is an organisation. This is a criminal organisation with many, many moving parts. It's not just 4 kids on an estate in Walsall. It's way bigger than that.
Yeah. Something somewhat interesting here is it says that they both appeared in court in hoodies. One was a grey hoodie with "off the grid" written on it, and the other one was just a black hoodie. So I guess cyber criminals do wear hoodies.
Way to break that stereotype. That's amazing. These are your stereotypical hackers. But these are just the pawns in a bigger machine, I would imagine. And the sad thing is, these are obviously 2 very skilled individuals that have some talent and some passion. Yeah. And it's just a shame they're doing it on the wrong side of the law, because I'm sure actually the skills that they had to cause this disruption could have been put to good use.
Yeah.
And maybe that's something we need. I know there's numerous initiatives to try and do this, but this is just another example of we need to these are the people we should be capturing to do good. But sometimes the bad is more tempting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
I'll move on to the next one. This is a new attack on ChatGPT research agent. Pilfers secrets from Gmail inboxes. And this, only recently I was chatting to someone and they said that they were saying if you got access to your ChatGPT, it'd be like game over. That's like the way, all of their thoughts, all of the things that they're thinking about. Some people use ChatGPT like a diary, like a journal. So a facepalm worthy prompt injections against AI assistants continue. So this is OpenAI's deep research agent. Researchers recently devised an attack that plucked confidential information out of a user's Gmail inbox and sent it to an attacker-controlled web server with no interaction required on the part of the victim. and no sign of exfiltration. There's no indicators of compromise, which is terrifying. So deep research, I've used deep research. Deep research is in ChatGPT. If you open ChatGPT, next to the prompt, there's a little plus sign. You click on that and it gives you the option to do deep research. And what that does is, rather than just giving you a response quickly, it goes away and thinks about it. It does deep research. So it will do multi-steps. It will search the internet. It will pull sources together. And one of the sources it can pull together is your email inbox, your Google Drive, and other resources. So this only happens, I think, if you integrate. So there's an integration with ChatGPT where you can integrate Google Drive and Gmail. And let me just show you now, actually. Let me just hide my search history. Not that there's anything bad, but just, privacy first. So if I just, you can probably crop this in post, but we can see here's the prompt window on ChatGPT. And if you press the plus, deep research is right there. Okay. So that's where you can do your research, but there's also the option to connect Google Drive, connect OneDrive, and connect SharePoint. And if you go to your settings down here, there is also connectors, and here you can connect GitHub, Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Contacts, and then they will all be part of this deep research. So now this agent will basically it can send all of that data out somewhere else. And as I mentioned just a short while ago, if you start looking in your inbox and you think about all the sent emails, some of our email addresses are 20 years old. There's a lot of old data in there that would be very, very useful.
That's quite a big one.
Yeah. So it's an interesting one. I think, what are the actions on this? So it's worth noting that these actions can occur without user consent. I think linking AI agents, so linking ChatGPT or Copilot's probably already automatically linked to Outlook, but linking these to email or Google Drive spreads your attack surface. You're just making stuff available. So only connect when you need to connect. Maybe disconnect when you're finished, or don't connect at all. Do you really
do it manually? Maybe copy and paste and upload
really
PDFs.
Upload the documents you need. Don't just give it access to the whole lot. Yeah.
Do you want to take the next one?
Okay. The next one, and this is just a footnote, saw in the news, we've talked for months, it seems, we've talked about TikTok being banned in the US. It was given a 90-day reprieve, and then a 90-day reprieve, and then a 90-day reprieve. Well, now I heard this on another podcast this week. TikTok, they've agreed to sell an 80% stake in TikTok to the US. Who's buying it? Larry Ellison, who was one of the co-founders of Oracle, and I think has just become the world's richest man, overtaking Elon Musk. I think they bounce around sometimes. So 80% stake in TikTok in their US operations, alongside Silver Lake and Andreessen Horowitz. So part of the concern with this, so there was two things. The first concern was that this means that pretty much all of the media in the US is now owned by people that support the Republican Party. So TV, radio, newspapers, everyone. So it's pretty much a one-party media now, which draws parallels with the podcast I was listening to compared it to Hungary. And we won't get into the politics. I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but they compared it to Hungary, only less subtle. There's no subtlety about this. Someone that really supports Donald Trump is now in control of TikTok. And we saw what happened with Elon Musk when Elon Musk got control of Twitter. So that's one thing. I saw it. You're only going to get one type of news probably on that channel.
Yeah.
The other thing, which was interesting, is who controls the algorithm. So the data that the algorithm, the profiles it's building of all of us, it's unclear if that's still going to China. The business 80% owned by US, but it's still unclear where the data goes. So the data and the profiles that it's building of each individual user of TikTok could still be going to China, which was kind of the concern they had. But I wonder whether they're just assuming, oh, great, it's been bought by the US now. That's lovely. Maybe they've not thought this through, a bit like the Online Safety Act we spoke about.
Yeah.
So it will be, I think there's still more to come on this. It's just messy.
Yeah, I think I want my data going to China than the US, but
I remember that was a comment I remember on Instagram, I think, when we talked about this months ago. Like right now, I think I'd prefer my data to be in China than in the States. So
yeah, especially with the state of it all. But again, we won't go into that. But
no,
I did see that it's supposed to be quite separate now, isn't it? The US going to get their own version, and I think it's unclear whether we'll see US content on the general TikTok everybody else has access to. I
don't think they've probably worked that out yet, but it surprised me when I was in America in August. Someone I was interviewing, I think it was Hannah Hardy. She said that TikTok's not. I'd forgotten that TikTok's not available in the app stores over there currently. Like it hasn't been for weeks.
There'll be a
weeks
TikTok
and weeks.
US appear or something.
There'll be a new app probably. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, maybe TikTok is about to get a bit worse for the users over here. Maybe we are going to get a much more localized version of TikTok. Who knows? I'm not a massive TikTok user, so it doesn't really bother me. But yeah. Right, that's it for the news this week, which has gone on way longer than it did last week. So let's whiz through some topics. Like the last couple have been really short. This week's going to be really long. Just some awareness quickly. If you are an awareness professional, get yourself to Leeds on this Wednesday, so 2 days after this podcast is released. I'm going to be in Leeds. I'm on a panel with KnowBe4. I'm really excited for this one. I went there for Pen Test People a few months ago, and it was lovely. I've been invited back as part of Leeds Digital Festival. I'm there on a panel for KnowBe4. This is an annual event that KnowBe4 hosts. It's Cyber Secure Leeds, Wednesday the 24th of September. This is titled Cyber Secure Leeds 2025, When AI Strikes, Humans Defend. This dives deep into the evolving world of AI-powered cyber threats and how organizations can stay ahead by focusing on what matters most, the people, of course. So Javad Malik is, there. James Dyer and Jack Chapman, both from KnowBe4, Paul Maxwell and me, on a panel talking AI and cyber. It's going to be good. I believe it's free, and I think you get lunch as well. So if you're in Leeds, Wednesday morning, 9:30 to 1:30. So it's a nice little morning. Oh, of course, Paul Maxwell's from Poundland. So yeah, Paul Maxwell and me are there. Get yourself to Leeds on Wednesday. And if you haven't, just a reminder again, we mentioned this last week, HuFiCon, the Human Firewall Conference in Cologne in November. The agenda has now been released. I'm going. It's powered by SoSafe. So I'm going to be there. And I might even be doing a bit more than just attending. But watch this space. There's a conversation going on. So it's got a great lineup, including Ralph Schumacher, the ex-Formula One driver. So, get yourself there. The agenda looks awesome. You can check out the agenda at humanfirewallconference.com.
Awesome. Right.
Let's move on to some topics. I have a couple of quick ones I wanted to show you this week. And this first one, I thought this was funny. This is something I saw on Instagram. And you can listen to this, just the sound of it. This is from Eleanor Morton Comedy. Okay. And this came up on my algorithm, and it did make me chuckle a bit. So I'll just play this to you. And it works audio as well. You don't have to watch it. It does help if I turn the volume on, of course. So let me just reload that page.
But we have a new feature. Is it AI? It's a new feature. Yeah, but is it AI? It's going to make everything, all of the stuff you do just better. It's AI, isn't it? It might be the AI, but it's like our AI. It's different. I don't want your AI. you have to have the AI. You have to have it. There's no. I don't want it. I just don't. Just give me the thing without the AI. Not a thing. I'm afraid. You got to have the AI. So there's no way to get rid of the AI. New. Okay. Well, I'm not going to use it then. I'm just not going to use any of it. But we've got AI. We spent so much money on this. It'll make things easier. What things will it make easier? Stuff. Everything you do now will be easier. I don't think that's true. I've tried this before. It's not easier. It's worse actually. Mean. AI mean. Hey, guess what?
It's so every vendor in this space, and I get it, right? You know, you've got to be seen to be leading the charge and pushing forward. But yeah,
that's funny. After you finish this, I'll bring my one in because it's very related.
Okay.
It's quite short.
That was it on this one. I had one more, but I can. Do you want to bring yours
drop
up?
This in? It's the same thing, but in action.
Gonna lose my shit.
No worries.
It's 6 original glazed donuts.
Got it. 6 original glazed donuts. Would you like anything else?
You only have one on there listed.
Thank you for catching that. Your order currently shows just 1 original glazed donut.
Holy
Would you
fuck.
like to update it to 5?
Yes.
Fine. You want to take over?
It's amazing. I had something yesterday. Siri, I have to admit, I'm an iPhone user. Siri is the dumbest out of all the AI. Like driving in the car, asking Siri to play a song or something. The amount of times it just gets it completely wrong. It's so annoying, so frustrating. And then Siri's smart intelligence is to go, I don't know. Would you like me to ask ChatGPT? And it's like, just ask ChatGPT. Like, is there a way I can make it always ask ChatGPT? Because at least then it's slightly intelligent. Like, oh, I don't know the answer. Can I ask a friend? It's like, surely that's cheating. Like, it's frustrating.
It's incredible. Like ChatGPT is everywhere now, and everybody skins it as their own thing. But it's just ChatGPT underneath, and it can never count. It seems there's always problems with it counting.
Yes, but it is. Everything is ChatGPT. I had one more thing to show you, which this is a visual thing. So I'll play it and then I'll describe it afterwards. Okay. So this was something that I saw someone like on LinkedIn. And then I was like, oh, that's really cool. So this is from someone called Phil Smith on LinkedIn. And Phil, I haven't asked your permission for this, but LinkedIn's public, so I hope you're okay with that. He's an adversarial physical security specialist. So this is a screenshot of I don't know what software or program this is. Oh, using Comfy UI to run Qwen 3 image edit and a few supporting models via the template in Comfy UI. And then he's listed out his hardware, 3090 with a 5950X giving, there's a full spec there. We'll share a link to this in this week's newsletter. So if you want to read what spec he did this on, but I thought this was interesting. Starts off with a photo of Donald Trump and Keir Starmer. Okay.
I think I know where this is going.
So there's Donald Trump, Keir Starmer. This says, change the facial expressions in this image so it looks like these two are about to kiss.
Oh, good. Oh, good. God, no, make it stop.
And there's a picture of Donald Trump. And I mean, Donald Trump's quite good. The Keir Starmer, he's a little bit jowly.
Looks a bit different.
Looks a little different. But I imagine that was fairly easy and fairly simple to do. And this is, it's nightmare fuel, as Lee Dane says. So yeah, that's the power of AI, ladies and gentlemen. It's an AI prompt, and it takes a picture of Donald Trump and Keir Starmer together this week in the UK. and changes it so they're both puckering up, ready to kiss.
Well,
Oh,
what a way to end the episode.
what a way to end the episode. There we go. Right, episode 52, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very soon, the awareness angle interviews will be back. I think we won't do one this week. We'll do one next week, probably. And yes, lots of episodes to come on that. Don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter at riskycreative.com or search for the awareness angle on LinkedIn. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Risky Creative, Instagram with the other 10,000 people at Risky Creative. And then you can get me with 4,500, 5,000 people, I think now, on TikTok at InfoSec Ant. HoxHunt, go get your HoxHunt content at hoxhunt.com/CAM-toolkit. Tells you how to use it, all the things you can do. And if you'd like some content like that for yourself, Luke and I are available, and we're very, very competitive, and we'll make it for you, and it will be awesome. So
I'm pretty quick at turning it around.
I mean, if you want something for October, that might be a push. We're like 2 weeks away, but
relate that now. But
January, no, like, talk to us if you want some cool content or you want help making your own. Reach out to us, and we're here. So, yeah, I think that's probably it for this week.
Awesome, yeah.
Lovely. Right.
Thank you.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.